Welcome back to ABCGH Spoilers channel. Today, we're diving into a whirlwind of drama, secrets, and power plays in Port Charles. Buckle up, because Friday's episode of General Hospitал promises intense confrontations, legal battles, and emotional reckonings that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Let's break it all down. Sasha's overwhelming guilt, a price too high to pay? At General Hospitал, Sasha Gilmore Corbin sits in the waiting area, her fingers wrapped tightly around Mavis the dog's leash, her grip unyielding. Her usually bright, confident demeanor is gone, replaced by an expression of deep sorrow and regret. Every second feels like an eternity as she awaits news about Elaine Smith's condition. Will she survive the accident? Can Sasha ever make things right? The weight of responsibility crushes her. What started as an impulsive move to create a diversion has spiraled into a catastrophe. Sasha remembers the exact moment she unhooked Mavis's leash, expecting only to cause a minor distraction, hoping to snatch Elaine's private investigator notebook without much fuss. Instead, Elaine had panicked, bolting after the dog into the street, and in the blink of an eye, screeching tires, a sickening thud, and then silence. Now, Sasha replays it over and over, wondering if she could have stopped it, if there was another way. Her conscience gnaws at her. What if Elaine doesn't make it? If that happens, Sasha won't just have to live with the guilt, she may have to face real legal consequences. Would anyone believe her if she said it was an accident? Or would the truth be twisted against her? The people of Port Charles are no strangers to deception, and Sasha knows from experience how quickly guilt can be assigned, even when the intentions were never malicious. As she sits in agony, the hospital doors swing open, and a doctor emerges. Sasha's heart pounds. The moment of truth is near. Sonny's custody ultimatum, a deal or a trap? Meanwhile, over at Sonny Corinthos' office, tensions are boiling over as Ava Jerome ponders the offer he's just placed before her. Across the table, Rick Lansing leans in, his sharp gaze fixed on Ava, whispering a warning that this so-called deal could be a setup. Sonny, ever the strategist, presents his offer as a fair resolution, a way to end the ongoing custody war without dragging it into an ugly, drawn-out court battle. Take it now, he warns, or you'll lose everything in front of a judge. Ava isn't naive, she knows Sonny always plays to win. She's made plenty of deals in her life, but this one carries a deeper weight, her child's future is at stake. Rick urges her not to rush into it. Once you sign your rights away in any capacity, he cautions, you're playing by Sonny's rules. Ava weighs her options. Is this really a compromise? Or is it just Sonny flexing his power, as he's done so many times before? The room is thick with tension when suddenly, Christina Corinthos Davis storms in, fuming. Christina has just learned about the deal, and she's livid. She sees this as another one of Sonny's manipulations, another way for him to exert control over people's lives. Why do you always get to decide how things go, she demands, her voice trembling with fury. Her outburst throws the room into chaos. Sonny, usually calm under pressure, looks momentarily caught off guard. Ava raises an eyebrow, watching the family conflict unfold. Could Christina's rebellion change the game? Could she be the key to Ava rejecting Sonny's offer? The stakes have never been higher. Jason Morgan's arrest. Alexis takes a stand at the Port Charles Police Department. Jason Morgan sits in a holding cell, his jaw clenched in frustration. This isn't his first time behind bars, and he knows how these situations usually play out. But this time, things are different. Anna Devane herself arrested him, and the charges are serious. His crime? Publicly threatening Cyrus Renault. It was a bold move, perhaps even reckless. But Jason doesn't regret it. Someone has to stand up to Cyrus, and if that someone is him, so be it. Normally, Diane Miller would be his first call, but today, someone else steps up, Alexis Davis. Alexis arrives at the station, exuding the confidence of a woman who has nothing to lose. Jason is surprised to see her, but she doesn't waste time with pleasantries. She's here for one reason, to handle Cyrus Renault. Do you have any idea what you've done? Alexis demands, stepping into the holding room. Do you know what happens next if you keep escalating this fight? Jason remains silent, his gaze unwavering. But Alexis presses on. Danny is already in the middle of this mess, whether you want to admit it or not. And I will not let that continue. There's something dark in her voice, something Jason hasn't heard before. Is Alexis contemplating taking out Cyrus herself? She leans in, lowering her voice. I want my face to be the last one Cyrus Renault sees. Jason studies her carefully. Is she serious? Is she capable of going that far? And if she is, can he stop her before she makes a fatal mistake? Molly and Cody standoff, justice or obsession? Up on the hospital rooftop, Molly Lansing Davis faces Cody Bell, the wind whipping around them as she makes a confession that could destroy her career. I used my DA access to pull documents I wasn't supposed to see, she admits, her voice steady despite the risk. I had to. I need to know the truth. Cody shakes his head, unconvinced. And what do you think you can do that the cops can't? You think playing detective is going to get you anywhere? Molly isn't deterred. She believes in justice, but at what cost? If she's caught, it won't just mean trouble at work. It could mean disbarment, or even prison. But Cody sees something else in her eyes, something dangerous. Is this really about justice? Or is this about proving something to herself, about power and control? The tension between them crackles. The night sky looms overhead, and for a moment, neither of them speaks. Molly knows she's gone too far, but now, there's no turning back. Brooklyn's frustration, will Maxie ever take her side? Over at Charlie's pub, Lulu Spencer arrives unannounced, stepping into the dimly lit bar with cautious optimism. She's hoping her visit won't cause a stir. But across town, at the Quartermain mansion, Brooklyn Quartermain is losing her patience. I swear, Maxie, do you even hear yourself? Brooklyn vents, her frustration bubbling over. It's always Lulu this, Lulu that. You act like she's never wrong. Maxie, taken aback, tries to calm her down. That's not true, Brooklyn. I just know, Brooklyn cuts in. You always defend her, no matter what. Why? Do you even know what it's like to be the one always on the outside? Her voice wavers, and for the first time, Maxie sees how much this has been hurting her friend. Has she really been so blind? Is it too late to fix things? Or is this the beginning of a rift that will never heal? Final thoughts, an explosive episode awaits. Friday's General Hospital episode is packed with emotional turmoil, legal showdowns, and shocking power moves. From Sasha's guilt to Christina's rebellion and Alexis' dangerous determination, everyone is at a turning point. Will they make the right choices? Or will their actions have devastating consequences? Tune in to find out. Next, we're diving into an exciting episode packed with intense confrontations, shocking revelations, and unexpected twists. Let's break down all the drama unfolding in Port Charles. Sasha's investigation, a dangerous game begins. A quiet breeze sweeps through the park as Sasha Gilmore Corbin approaches Elaine Stevens, the private investigator, and her ever-curious dog, Mavis. Sasha greets Elaine with a polite smile, her mind racing with the implications of what she has just learned. A PI disguised as a friendly dog walker? That was unexpected. They exchange pleasantries, Sasha playing the role of an innocent passerby. But her real goal is to dig deeper, to see what Elaine might know. She needs answers fast. But just as the conversation starts, Elaine's phone rings. Martin is on the other end, checking in. Sasha listens intently as Elaine steps away, her back turned. She lets out a breath she didn't realize she was holding and looks down at Mavis, who wags her tail happily. The dog is oblivious to the secrets her owner keeps. Sasha knows she's playing with fire, but she has to take the risk. What exactly is Elaine investigating? And more importantly, what does she know about Michael, Sasha, and the Quartermain family? Michael's clean slate? A mystery unfolds meanwhile. Across town, Martin meets up with Elaine and Mavis for an update. His expression is unreadable, but his words are clear. There's nothing on Michael Corinthos. No scandals, no hidden skeletons, nothing that could be used against him. Elaine, however, is not convinced the search should end there. Maybe we're looking in the wrong place, she suggests. Michael might be too careful, but the people around him? Not so much. She shifts her focus to Sasha, noting her presence in the Quartermain mansion. She's a beautiful woman, but honestly? She doesn't seem that bright. Elaine muses. She's always around the kitchen staff, the ones who hear all the juicy bits of gossip. If Michael confided in anyone, it might have been her. Martin shrugs, unimpressed. Go ahead, but I doubt you'll find anything, he says before walking off, leaving Elaine to her thoughts. Sasha, unknowingly, is already a step ahead. She has a hunch that Elaine's investigation could lead to trouble, and she's determined to stop it before it's too late. The power of a name. Sasha's next move later, inside Bobby's cafe, Sasha sips on a warm cup of tea, her mind swirling with possibilities. Outside, she sees a woman walking her dog, Mavis, again. The sight makes her stomach tighten. She knows the truth now. Mavis's owner had said something earlier that stuck with her. She's always drawn to people who are expecting. Sasha forces a smile when the woman approaches and asks the inevitable question. So, when are you due? Caught off guard, Sasha hesitates. Could this be a trick? Was Elaine watching her, waiting for her reaction? They exchange polite conversation before Sasha quickly excuses herself and heads inside to meet with Felicia Scorpio, her expression darkening. Felicia rushes in, apologizing for being late. Sasha barely hears her, still lost in thought about the strange exchange outside. She mentions Mavis, and to Sasha's surprise, Felicia immediately recognizes the name. She's owned by a private investigator, Felicia reveals, confirming Sasha's worst fears. The dog is just a cover, so people spill their secrets without realizing they're being watched. Sasha's heart pounds. What has she said in front of Mavis? What could Elaine already know? The elevator encounter, Cody's guilt and Molly's escape across town. At General Hospital, Cody Bell exits an exam room after getting a metal splinter removed, feeling more irritated than relieved. His timing couldn't be worse. As he turns toward the elevators, he spots Molly Lansing Davis stepping inside. "Molly, wait," he calls out, but she doesn't stop. She strides past the nurse's station, collecting some documents with purpose. Cody, not one to be ignored, chases after her. "Molly, come on," he says, trying to catch his breath. "I was out of line earlier. I shouldn't have called you Little Miss Perfect." It's fine," Molly cuts in, her voice clipped. She doesn't want to hear it. She quickens her pace, brushing past him. "You're good, I'm good. We're all good." Cody watches her go, frustrated. He knows she's not really okay, but what else can he do? She clearly doesn't want to talk. But as she disappears up the stairs, something tells him this isn't over. Trapped on the roof, a fight and a new realization determined, Cody follows Molly up to the hospital rooftop, where she stands near the edge, staring out at the skyline. "You can't just run away every time something makes you uncomfortable," he snaps, his frustration boiling over. Molly whirls around, eyes flashing. "I wasn't running. I just needed to get out of there." Cody sighs. "Okay, fine. But can we just click? The door behind them swings shut. Cody reaches for the handle and freezes. It's locked. A beat of silence passes. Then, they both look at each other. "This is your fault," Molly huffs, arms crossed. "My fault? You're the one who ran up here," Cody retorts, throwing his hands in the air. "You should call someone." Molly groans, reaching for her phone. She presses the power button. Nothing. Of course, she mutters. Her battery is dead. Cody laughs dryly. Perfect. Just perfect. They try waving at the security cameras, hoping someone inside will see them. But after several minutes of yelling and flailing their arms to no avail, it's clear that they're stuck. Cody shivers, rubbing his arms. His coat and his phone are inside the hospital. Molly watches him for a moment before sighing. "I guess, if I have to be stuck up here, I'm glad I'm not alone." Cody smirks. "Yeah, well, I'll figure something out. I always do." Final thoughts, an episode full of suspense. Friday's episode of General Hospital is packed with unexpected turns, from Sasha's investigation into Elaine's true motives to Cody and Molly's accidental rooftop lock-in. Will Sasha be able to stay one step ahead of the private investigator? We dive into a tense and dramatic episode packed with intense confrontations, legal dilemmas, and shocking revelations that will change the course of several lives in Port Charles. Let's break down all the action and what it means for our favorite characters. Elizabeth's stand, will she protect Jason? At General Hospital, Elizabeth Weber finds herself cornered once again, this time by Detective Harrison Chase. His demeanor is serious as he questions her about what happened at Charlie's pub, particularly if she was close enough to hear Jason Morgan threaten Cyrus Renault. Elizabeth, ever the professional under pressure, plays it cool. "Charlie's was packed," she says casually, adjusting the clipboard in her hands. "It was hard to hear much of anything." Chase raises an eyebrow, his tone firm. "Other witnesses have already confirmed it." Elizabeth shrugs, unimpressed. "Then I suggest you talk to those other witnesses." Her response is laced with defiance, a clear message that she won't be coerced into throwing Jason under the bus. But is she protecting him because she didn't hear it? Or does she know exactly what was said and is choosing to stay quiet? Chase isn't sure, but he isn't ready to back off just yet. Rick's interference, is he hiding something? Meanwhile, Rick Lansing approaches Elizabeth, concern etched across his face. He tries to act casual, but there's an underlying tension in his voice as he asks about her run-in with Ava Jerome and Christina Corinthos Davis at the park. Elizabeth brushes it off. Avery and Donna didn't even notice anything was wrong, she reassures him, sensing his unease. Rick nods, but his real concern soon surfaces. "You're not planning to testify at Avery's custody hearing, are you?" Elizabeth frowns. "No." "Why?" Rick visibly relaxes, relief washing over him. "Good. But why is Rick so desperate to keep her out of the courtroom? What does he know that he isn't saying? And why does it feel like he's trying to control the narrative?" Before Elizabeth can press him further, she receives a text message and hurries off, leaving Rick standing alone with a thoughtful frown. Anna's dilemma, a tough choice for justice. At the Port Charles Police Department, Detective Chase is already dealing with another major problem, Dante Falconeri's involvement in the Cyrus Renault case. He watches as Anna Devane storms into the interrogation room, her expression a mixture of frustration and sadness. Without hesitation, she orders Dante to leave. "Get out. Now," she demands. "You're not compromising this case. If you stay, you won't have a job to come back to." Dante, blindsided, stares at her for a long moment before reluctantly turning to leave. This isn't just a case, it's personal. And Anna knows it. Once Dante is gone, Anna turns to Chase. It breaks my heart to do this, she admits. Chase, shifting uncomfortably, takes the blame for the entire mess. I was the one who told Dante about Cyrus, he confesses. And I think Danny Morgan knows too. That's probably what made Jason lose it. Anna sighs, the weight of the situation heavy on her shoulders. She needs Chase, now more than ever. You're not going on leave, she snaps. You're going to stay and do your damn job. Follow orders. They need to bring Cyrus Renaud to justice, but to do that, he needs to be alive. And Jason's fury might just ruin everything. Jason's loyalty, the bond between him and Sonny. Back at Sonny Corinthos' penthouse, Jason Morgan listens carefully as Sonny reveals his latest decision. Sonny's cardiologist has advised waiting 3 months for surgery. It's risky, but Sonny is convinced it's the right choice. By then, Michael should be in better shape, and they might have answers about who bombed his apartment. Jason's expression hardens. I get why you want to wait, he says, his voice low, but you can't play with your life. Sonny smirks, his confidence unwavering. I'll be fine, he reassures Jason. But yeah, something's got to give. Before Jason can push further, his phone rings. It's Detective Chase, asking him to come to the station. Sonny, ever the protector, offers to send Diane Miller, but Jason shakes his head. Not needed. Before leaving, Jason gives Sonny one last look. A silent promise. I've got your back, he says. No matter what. And with that, he's gone. The war between Jason and Cyrus is far from over, if anything, it's just beginning. Final thoughts, a power-packed episode. Friday's episode of General Hospital is loaded with emotional turmoil, high-stakes confrontations, and a deepening mystery. From Elizabeth's refusal to betray Jason to Anna's desperate attempt to control the Cyrus situation, tensions are rising fast. But the real question remains, who bombed Michael's apartment? And how far will Jason go to protect the people he loves? Stay tuned because things in Port Charles are about to get even more explosive.